Hey gang, David Henry from Inspired Tennis. Hope you're doing well. Hey listen, I got another string review for you tonight. This time it is Wilson NXT Control. And, not a brand new string. A lot of times, like I've said in the past, I like to, for the most part, I like to do reviews of new strings on the market so I can inform you of new strings that are out there. This isn't brand new, but still a fairly new string. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's the newest of all the NXT strings that Wilson has out. But this is a really, really neat string. I'm really excited to tell you about this one. As I always have my notes here so I don't forget anything. But this is kind of a just last week I did a review of Luxilon M2 Pro. Okay, and it is kind of like a combination of a co-poly string and a multi together. Now it was more characteristics of a co-poly than a multi, okay, but kind of in between those two strings. This one, NXT Control, it's really cool. It's very similar in the fact that it is also kind of a combination between a multi and a co-poly, except it's closer probably to more the traditional multi than a co-poly. So, very, very cool if you've got multi here on one end of the spectrum and co-poly on the other. You probably got NXT somewhere in through here, closer to the multi-end, and then you've got Luxilon M2 Pro that I reviewed last week over here, closer to the co-poly end. So, really cool string. Let me read here. It's, by combining two materials that are typically used together in hybrids, NXT Control makes the claim of being an internal hybrid, okay? So, the construction's really cool. So, it has thousands of different microfibers, microfilaments, okay? And about 60% of those are nylon, which is traditional multi, and then about 40% are polyester fibers, so more like a co-poly string. And what's really cool is, so these thousands of microfibers, multifilaments, they're grouped together into 7 different groups, okay? So you've got 4 groups of the nylon microfibers, multifilaments grouped together, and then you've got 3 groups of the polyester fibers grouped together, okay? And so then what Wilson does is, as the main core, they use one of the softer nylon groups as the main core, and then around that main core it alternates nylon, poly, for the rest of them around there. Then once that's in place, then the string is twisted, and those cores are twisted a little bit, and then it's all covered with a polyurethane coating that kind of binds all those together and puts a nice outer coating on the string. So basically, that kind of is the construction of it. Really neat, okay? And what it does is basically, it's kind of like a hybrid, but all together in one string. So, a hybrid that I kind of equate that it would be similar to would maybe be like a hybrid that has like multi or softer mains and then like co-poly crosses, okay? And so instead of having that hybrid, you've got it all in one string. So, I think it's an ideal string really for someone who plays with a multi and really likes that touch and that feel and that power that you get from a multi, but maybe someone who's looking for a little bit more control, a little bit more stiffness in the string, okay? So that's why this would be perfect string for someone like that. So if that is you, then you definitely want to give NXT Control a try. And then also what's really cool about it is that multis, a lot of people love to play with a multis or natural gut type of string, and because there's no solid core in a multi, it's just a bunch of small hundreds or thousands of little filaments. Because there's no solid core, multis tend to not be as durable of a string, okay? And so this string is, like I say, it's kind of like a multi, but it's also more durable because it's got those polyester fibers in there, okay? So, if you're someone that loves the way a multi plays, but you're sick and tired of it breaking, prematurely or too early on you and it's costing you money, you may want to try NXT Control for that reason, because it's will have that same touch and feel, a little bit of a multi, but it will give you a little bit more durability. Comes in just 16 gauge, 1.32 millimeters. It comes in just a color of natural, which is kind of like a white, clearish white color. I have it here. Here's a little piece of it. Not sure if you can see it up against my red shirt. But basically it's a white color. Available in 40-foot sets only. I did not see anywhere where this string is available in reels. And that's not uncommon for a lot of multis. So 40-foot sets, and then pretty much available anywhere. As you know, Wilson is one of the, if not the, biggest brands in tennis, so pretty much anywhere online, your local pro shop, on eBay, probably your local tennis specialty store, every place like that is going to carry Wilson strings, and they will probably have NXT Control. If not, you can certainly ask for it. I'm sure they can get it for you. About $16.95 per set, so, certainly not the cheapest of all strings, but not the most expensive either, kind of toward that middle teen price point. From a stringing perspective, okay, I strung this up on one of my rackets earlier today, and it basically, it was easy to string, not a whole lot of coil memory. I mean, I uncoiled it like I normally do and kind of worked through it briefly, and so the coil memory was not an issue whatsoever. Didn't really kink or hoop or loop or anything on me at all when I was stringing it. It was really easy to string. It's got a good feel to it. You can tell it is not as soft as a multi. So, I've strung a lot of multis over the years, and a lot of those are just so soft and flexible in the hands. And this is not that. I mean, it is soft and flexible, and so you can tell it's got a lot of characteristics of a multi, because it really is a multi. But those polyester fibers that it has in here to add a little bit more stiffness, control, and durability, you can definitely feel it. It does make the string a little stiffer to work with. Weaving the crosses was really easy because, again, it was stiff enough to kind of push on through, but it was also soft enough to give me flexibility. So really easy to string. Last thing I have related to it is just that, like with other strings, Wilson was great, and they gave me 6 sets. 1 that I strung up myself, and then 5 now that I can give away to you, my loyal Inspired Tennis followers. So, if you remember, if you've seen it last week, I did the review of Luxilon M2 Pro, and I have 5 of those to give away. Now here's the review of NXT Control, and I have 5 of those to give away. So watch for a video coming up within the next few days to announce the contest kickoff. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give away all 10 sets at one time. So 5 of NXT Control, 5 of Luxilon M2 Pro, so 1 set to 10 lucky winners, okay? So be on the lookout for that. As always, gang, if you have any questions about these strings, or if you've tried them already and have some feedback, go ahead and leave me a comment on my blog at www.inspired-tennis.com. I would love to hear from you. And that is really all I have for tonight, gang. Thanks for checking in.